Hey guys, how you doing today? Me again, Dylan. I'm back. Yep, it's me, doing more stuff. Music, stuff. I'm here to show you today a 2-5-1 progression on guitar. This little booger. 2-5-1s are extremely common in jazz. I'd say 80% or more jazz is going to be some form of a 2-5-1 progression. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about that. Treat this lesson today as an exercise for building a little more dexterity in your fingers. Now, there's many different ways to do a 2-5-1 in jazz. Of course, different positionings and different keys and so on and so forth. This is just one of the many ways you can do it, and I consider this, most would, a real basic way to do it. And it's still useful even though it's a basic way to do it. Alright, so without further ado, here is 2-5-1. Okay, so let's start with our 2 chord. We're going to learn this finger by finger, just so you know my system. This is the first finger, middle finger's the second finger, ring finger's the third finger, and that's your 4th finger, the pinky. And then the strings, I refer to them as the big string is 6, the small string is 1, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going down. I may also call them note names, whatever. That's going to be your 2 chord. This is the first chord we're going to learn. Let me give it to you note by note. First finger, 7th fret, 6th string. Right there. Now that you got that, you're going to take your second finger. It's also going to be on the 7th fret, but you're going to hop down to the 4th string. So there's 1 string between these 2 fingers, the 5th string. Now you're going to add the next finger, your 3rd finger, on the 3rd string on the 7th fret yet again. And now the 4th finger is going to be on the 2nd fret on the 7th fret again. 2nd string, 7th fret. It gets this lovely, nice little 2 chord. Now for our progression, this is going to be the 2-7 chord. But this is also the minor 7 shape. I say the. It's a minor 7 shape. There's lots of minor 7 shapes on the guitar. This is a very common one. This chord, along with the other 2 chords I'm going to be teaching you today, are totally movable. Put it here, put it there, put it there. Doesn't matter where. Where you put it determines what chord it is, what the name of the chord is, but this is always a minor 7 shape. When we're putting it right here on the 7th fret, this is giving us a B minor 7. B as in boy. And there it is right there. Wow, that sounded terrible. Sounds very similar. So, there's a B minor 7. Now, what about the other 2 strings, your 5th string and your 1st string? What's going on with those? Well, I'm dampening those 2 with my pointer finger and my pinky a little bit. Let me show you how. The pointer finger is being just a little bit lazy, and just under here, it's just barely touching the 5th string. And you get this lovely dead sound that you won't notice with the other that you won't notice with the other notes. And here, my pinky is being just a little bit lazy too, barely touching that string. But that's not what's doing most of the work. Most of the work is actually happening here. The back part of this whatever finger this is, the pointer finger, is just barely touching the E string. And you're killing that string too. So if I want to, I can use my pick and strum it through. Here. Or you can use your thumb and get a nice strum. Or do what I do. Shift. Whoop. And you can just pluck over here using all 4 fingers. You'll use all 4. You have 5 fingers. Using these 4 fingers. And I just pluck them all at once. I like the finger style, so this is what I do most of the time, and that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the video. I'll show you this to show you how the strings dampen as well, because the dampening is not happening over here. It's happening in the left hand, not the right. So we have our 2 chord. Let's move on to the next one. This will be our 5-7 chord. It's going to start with, again, with the 1st finger. We're going to put that on the 5th fret now on the 2nd string. Okay. Second finger, 4th string, 6th fret. Go right there. There's a string between these two again. Now, your 4th finger is going to go on the 3rd string on the 7th fret. You can see it right here. And then our 3rd finger is going to come here on the 7th fret on the 5th string. I hope I said that right. And you get this really crunched sounding chord. And I have a buzz. I need to readjust my guitar a little bit. So there's our 5-7 chord. This is also known as a dominant 7 shape. You might recognize it as a C7 chord. Well, that's what it is. You're playing a C7 chord, except you're only picking 4 notes out of it. Again, movable. My pointer finger's being a little bit lazy, and it's dampening that 6th string again. And then my thumb is actually wrapping on top here and just catching the 6th string. It's actually catching a harmonic, but it's in the same chord, so whatever. If you move it up a little bit, you won't be catching any harmonics. It'll just be dead. Right here, like I said, this is our dominant 7 shape. So it's going to be a 1-3-5 flat 7. Don't worry if you don't know what that means. In this position, when we're putting our pointer finger on the 5th fret, that puts us in the key of E. E7 chord right here. E7. E7. Easy way to think about the name of this chord, your pointer finger, it's right here on an E. How do I know it's an E? Because it's the note that I use to tune when I'm out of tune, like right now. I'm close. So there's your 5-7 chord. So we got this one, your minor 7, your dominant 7, and now we're going to go to the last one, which is going to be our 1 chord. It's going to be a 1 major 7 actually. 1st finger, 5th fret, 6th string. 2nd finger is also going to be on the 5th fret, but it's going to be here on the 2nd string. You have those two so far. These 2 fingers are both going to be on the 6th fret, on the 4th and 3rd strings. So you're not playing the 5th string or the 1st string. So you got 6th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. Pictures on the screen. And that gives us our nice 1 chord. It's a major 7. Again, a movable shape. And there's our 1 major 7 chord. My pointer finger is doing the dampening exactly like it was on this chord because it's almost in the same shape. So it's being a little lazy catching the 5th string, being a little lazy catching the 1st string. Very wonderful, very helpful. So we have 2, 5, 1. Very common progression in jazz. So when we're doing this exercise, we're going to do it in the rhythm that tends to be in most songs. We're going to do 4 strums on the 2 chord, 4 strums on the 5-7 chord, and 8 strums on the 1 chord. And then when that 1 chord turns into a 2 chord, we're going to do 4 strums again, and wash, rinse, repeat. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to start here on the 9th fret. And you can just watch, you can follow along and play if you're ready to, whatever. Here we go. 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Now we turn it into the chord there. Good. Many transitions. We're going to end it here on the 1. Real deep resonating on down here on the neck. I kind of like that. That's a really good exercise to do. You don't even necessarily have to do the strums with it. Just walk the chords. Just walk down the neck like that. I like this exercise because you can see it's forcing your hand to move back and forth in this direction and give you some flips. Alright, so that's our lesson. If some of those chords passed by you and you didn't quite get them, go back in the video, use the pictures that I gave you, and build those chords. This takes a bit of practice to remember them and to get used to moving between them, so don't get frustrated if you don't get it first. It takes a bit of time. Be patient, play relaxed, and I think you'll have some success with it. Don't feel like you have to get it tomorrow. Comment down below if you want to see any particular videos, or you have any constructive criticism. I don't mind it. And we'll see you later.